Hey, welcome in. Thanks for joining. So today I am packing for a 7-day business trip, and I'm going to be showing my complete supplement stack for mind and body. So when I'm traveling, it's very difficult to get protein. So what I like to do is stack my protein with different food sources, carry them on me so I'm never short, and then of course all my supplements. So what we'll do is we'll walk through exactly what I make for my stack. So I do a little bit of weightlifting. I like to keep the muscle mass high. So first I start with protein. So I'm going to do 7 scoops since I'm going for 7 days. And I'll also mix in some of my other supplements directly into the powder. So I did half whey, and the other half is going to be casein. The reason for that is whey is good. It's a fast acting protein, and then casein's good at nighttime. I don't know when I'm going to be able to take this, and I usually take it with milk. So having a little bit of both, I think at least on the road, is great. Might not be optimal when you're home and you're training, but when you're traveling, you need to plan for the variability. Okay, so I have my protein. That's kind of like my base. Then I'm going to add some flaxseed meal. I like to get the golden flaxseed meal. It's a little bit nicer texture. So I sprinkle that in. So the flax has some base protein and fiber, but also what it does is it acts almost as a sponge for all of these minerals and vitamins that I'm going to be taking. Similar to the flaxseed, I also add a wheat bran. These are super cheap. These are like $2 a bag. Basically horse food. So if you ever seen a horse, tons of energy, tons of muscle mass, lean muscle mass, that's what they eat. Basically just like the outside of the wheat. And then the last thing is chia seeds. You don't have to grind these up. These actually fully digest in your body, unlike a lot of other types of seeds. Okay, so I got the protein, the flax, all the seeds. Now I'm going to add some of my powders. So the first one is NMN Powder. So this is actually an anti-aging agent. What it does is it essentially helps power the cells and helps power some of the critical cell functions like senescence, which is when you're destroying old cells and rebuilding with new cells. Also helps with things like DNA repair. So I'm going to add 7 scoops of this, which is essentially 7 days. I think that's 5, 6, 7. Especially with NMN, it's important that you mix it with the flax and the wheat bran. It helps the absorption. Also, what helps with this, the absorption, is having it with some fat. So that's why I take this shake with whole milk, ideally. So that was the NMN powder. Now I'm going to add spirulina powder. This is like a type of algae, really great like plant-based supplement. It's again for anti-aging, also helps reduce inflammation, all of that good stuff. 4, 5, 6, and I did big scoops of that, so we'll just call it 6. That's good. Some people don't like the taste of the spirulina, but I don't mind it. It tastes fine to me. Actually adds a little bit of that like richness into the shake. All right, next one is going to be Resveratrol. So this is another anti-aging agent, anti-aging compound. This is found in red wine. So if you've ever heard, oh, red wine is making you younger or something, you basically got to drink 100 cups of red wine to get that anti-aging effect. This is the pure compound, Resveratrol. And this is the one I think that has to be absorbed with some of the other things I'm putting in here, like the fats and the wheat bran. The wheat bran almost acts as like a sponge. So as it's digesting in the gut, you have that sponge effect, and it's lasting longer in the gut and allows your body to actually bring it in. Okay, so 7 scoops of the trans resveratrol. This, in the grapes, in the wine grapes, when the vine is dying and it's at the end of the season, the resveratrol goes from the vines into the grapes, and it keeps the grapes basically healthy and young for a longer amount of time, so that similar type of action happens in the body. So that's a really nice nutrient, nice compound that I enjoy taking. Okay, so my powder, last thing to add is creatine. Creatine helps the muscles, but there's some studies happening now where it also helps the mind and helps your mental. A lot of neurotropic factors involved between muscles and exercise and brain health and everything like that. So I'm going to add a 7-day helping of creatine into the mix. All right, so that's pretty much full. The only last thing is to find the top. I'll find that later, and then when I do put the top on, I also tape it. So when I put it into my bag, it's not going to explode in my bag. Okay, next thing is the supplements, the pills. So start with caffeine. So these cost 3 cents a pill. It's 200 milligrams of caffeine, basically like a large Starbucks. These are really nice to have on the go. So I love taking my caffeine. I'm just going to take the whole bottle because it's small and I never know when I need it. I take that on demand, usually a little bit after when I wake up, and maybe once or twice more during the day. Okay, so fish oil, another just bread and butter supplement, super cheap, super accessible. Some people don't like the taste of this one. A lot of people complaining about taste of different supplements and stuff, I think need to just GTFO, if you know what I mean, because that's not what it's about. We're not doing this for taste, right? Let's see. Next one is flaxseed oil, and we'll take 7 of those. Similar to the fish oil, but I like to mix it up a little bit. The biggest thing with these two things is it adds omega-3s. So in your body, you need to have a good balance of omega-6 and omega-3s. Unfortunately, the omega-6 exists a lot just in our diet, especially the American diet. So what the omega-3s do in the fish oil, it counteracts the omega-6 and allows you to have that balance, which reduces inflammation, helps with your organ health, all sorts of things. Fish oil, super good, super cheap. Melatonin, I'm going to be off time zone here, so I'm going to grab a couple of these. I don't really have a lot of trouble sleeping, especially when I'm exercising and working out, but sometimes the jet lag does hit me and it can cause some issues. So we'll bring that just in case. The next one, magnesium. So magnesium is a great testosterone supplement. Some people don't think it really does much. I think it does a little bit. It's super cheap again, so I just take them. I like it. I don't take it every day, but when I'm taking my full stack, I definitely take it every day. L-Tyrosine. So this chemical or this compound is found in grated cheese. Has a lot of it, Parmesan grated cheese. And this is mostly a mood supplement. So instead of taking like a SSRI or something like that, something crazy, you can just take L-Tyrosine. And that's a great helps with the mental, especially when you're under stress, traveling, doing tons of business, stuff like that. CoQ10, I'm actually out of this one right now. I got to pick more up, but this is for cell energy. So your individual cells, when they're moving the ATP, this helps with the cellular dynamics that are happening. Testosterone booster. This one has, the reason I like it, it has Tongkat Ali, and that's the main testosterone booster. That's the main thing that I think is important in this. There's some other stuff like beetroot powder, which helps with your cardiovascular. There's ginkgo, which I'm already taking. I'll show that in a second. Fenugreek. But the big thing on this one is the Tongkat Ali, and there's been studies showing that it can help boost your testosterone. Big thing with testosterone too is sleep. So you want to make sure you're taking like the oils, like the fish oils and stuff. Those are a lot of like the bases for your hormones. And then you want to get good sleep. Glucosamine and chondroitin. So this is good for your joints. So I don't really have a lot of joint pain. I'm 37 now. I'll be 38 soon. Never had any sort of like knee pain, back pain, anything like that. I think partly because I take this, also because I don't get too crazy in the gym. I'm not deadlifting 500 pounds, mostly just going for reps, like 15, 20 reps. But what I'll do is I'll do 10 sets at a time, and that's what puts the stress on for me. Ashwaghanda. So this is another one for testosterone. It also helps with the mood stabilization. Kind of just takes the edge off a little bit. Some people think it makes them a little bit too numb, so they don't like taking it too much. For me, it's almost a daily essential. I love this stuff. Also helps with your sleep, and when you're sleeping, again, boosting that T. So what the ashwagandha does is it reduces your cortisol, and your cortisol is that stress hormone. So when you reduce the stress, it allows you to manufacture in your body those base hormones. So if you're a man, that's testosterone. If you're a woman, that's going to be your estrogen. Ginkgo Biloba, this one is for the mental. Helps with memory recall, helps me with my vocabulary. I'm able to just freely associate. So you see this whole video off script. That's mostly from the ginkgo and also from the ginseng. So again, another one for your mental. Just helps you stay sharp, especially when you're tired, you're traveling, you don't want to make a mistake, you don't want to go through the wrong gate, you know, late for a flight, whatever. Not just that, but when you're traveling and working, you got to be on pretty much all the time. So this is some of the stuff that helps with that. Alpha lipoic acid. This one is an antioxidant support. I don't know exactly what this one does. I just started taking it. I don't know if I'll take it again, but I got it, basically got a 2-for-1. That's the thing, as I wait for the 2-for-1 sales at the grocery stores, you'll see them with all the tickets. And then when you see that, you can just buy, get 2-for-1. So I think this was like $8, and I got 2 bottles of it for $8. The nice thing about all of this is that once you buy it all, the daily cost is about the same as a Starbucks coffee. So I'm talking about $5, $6. So if I can get 10% more performance, maybe 10% more energy, 10% smarter out of all of this, hell, if I can get 5% better out of this, I'll take that trade. Last one is zinc. Helps with the testosterone again, helps with like basic cell function, also helps with the immune system. It's a big immune system supplement, zinc. All right, so that is it. A few other things, just like base food, raw food, is I like to grab these pure protein bars. These are the best bars I found for the buck. When you look at the protein and the cost of your protein, you want to try to stay around 10 cents per gram of protein. And that's what this one does. If you're not looking at the nutrition labels on your protein bars, there's going to be a lot of fat, a lot of carbs, a lot of extra stuff in the bar that you really don't need. So I would avoid most bars and just go with these. And last thing, just some granola. This one, the nutritionals aren't so important. What's more important is what's inside of it. So you want to stay away from any soy, any sort of weird like oils, sunflower oils, anything like that. So this one, the nutrition isn't the best in terms of like macros. Like there's 6 grams of protein, but 34 grams of carbs. So this definitely isn't keto friendly. But when I'm on the road and I just need like some pure calories to keep going, say I'm walking through the airport or something and I just like need some raw food, this is good. Have this with one of the bars and some water. Have this with a protein shake, and that's basically like a perfectly balanced meal. And then there's nothing weird in it. It's just like chocolate and whole grains and some cashews, and it tastes really good. All right, guys, so that is my full stack. So you see all of the pills here. Take about 15 pills a day, and then the powder. So I'll shake that up, I'll mix it up, I'll tape both of these. But between these two and some of the extra food additives, I'll be good on protein, I'll be good on my mental, and be good on my weightlifting, bodybuilding. I won't slip on my macros. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can like it and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more business content, more sales content. I run a whole course, and I actually have a free course on how to build your own business in international B2B sales. So if you're interested in that, subscribe, keep checking out the videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.